This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Alas Pilipinas on fire! SiPons sweeps day one as Dij-Sunny notch first win at Qidong Beach Pro Tour Futures. Barrios vows bad intentions as Pacquiao hunts for another title in Las Vegas showdown. Purchase. Crow-Armstrong slams 20th homer, but Brewers outgun Cubs 8-7 in thriller. And here's the news for our NBA highlights. The Pacers bring down the house. Crush Thunder to force epic NBA Finals Game 7. And PBA legend Jerry Codiñera and former Ateneo Blue Eagle basketball player Marco Sario joins us in breaking down Game 6 of the NBA Finals and look ahead at what lies for OKC and Indy in Game 7. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 20th of June. Now, here's our roundup. The sand was scorching, but our Filipino stars burned brighter. Cici Rondina and Bernadette Pons unleashed their power, dominating day one of the Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour Futures in Qidong. The legendary SiPons duo delivered a masterclass in grit, teamwork, and sheer determination. The Alas Pilipinas women soared as SiPons bagged win number 2 in Qidong. And the duo of Dij Rodriguez and Sunny Santiago secured their first triumph, taking down Team Japan in a hard-fought match. With teams from 19 countries hungry for glory, the stage is set for even more drama, heart, and heroics. This isn't just a tournament, it's a battle for pride, honor, and the chance to show the world the true meaning of Filipino heart. Meanwhile, with exactly a month to go, the stage is set for a blockbuster clash in Las Vegas as Barrios promises bad intentions when he defends his WBC welterweight belt against the legendary Manny Pacquiao on July 19 at the MGM Grand. Barrios isn't mincing words. The 29-year-old champ made it clear he's not just defending his title, he's out to prove a point. It's kill or be killed in there. If I see Pacquiao hurt, I'm trying to get him out of there, Barrios said in an interview. The younger, taller, and hungrier fighter, Barrios knows he has the physical edge, a 6-inch height advantage, and youth on his side against the 46-year-old Filipino icon. But he also understands the weight of facing a legend. Nearly 4 years after his last fight, a tough loss to Yordenis Ugas, Pacquiao is chasing history again, looking to add another belt to his glorious resume of 62 wins, 39 of which by knockout. And while some wonder if Barrios is fighting to avenge Mexican greats who fell to Pacquiao like Barrera, Morales, and Marquez, the Texan says his mission is personal, saying that winning against Pacquiao would mean everything. Now, here's what's turning heads. Just 18 years old, Zhang Ziyu is already rewriting the script for women's basketball in China. The crowd in Xi'an could not stop cheering as the 7'5" teen phenom dropped 18 points and made scoring look almost effortless in China's 101-92 victory over rival Japan. In only her third game with the senior squad, Zhang's sheer presence on the court changed everything. Her baskets, barely a jump needed. Even Japan's coach Corey Gaines, a former NBA guard, could only smile and say, interesting. Very interesting. Thanks to the Women's Asia Cup in Shenzhen this July, it's shaping up to be her stage. In Major League Baseball, it was a wild afternoon at Wrigley Field as Pete Crow-Armstrong's milestone blast had the crowd roaring. But the Brewers' power surge was just too much as they edged the Cubs 8-7 in a heart-stopper. Isaac Collins unleashed a 3-run missile. Caleb Durbin crushed a 2-run shot. And Rice Hoskins added a solo blast to lift Milwaukee, cutting Chicago's NL Central lead to 5.5 games. Christian Yelich sparked a key third-inning rally with a leadoff double that set up another run. Crow-Armstrong made history with his 20th homer and 20th stolen base, while Dansby Swanson and Ian Happ also went yard before a season-high 41,078 fans. The Cubs nearly erased an 8-3 deficit, but Trent Megill shut the door with his 16th save, ending it on a Suzuki double play. In the NBA, the heart of Indiana beat loud and proud tonight as the Pacers fed off a roaring crowd and unleashed their best basketball of the series and shocked the Thunder with a 108-91 demolition to set up a do-or-die Game 7 that fans will never forget. Obi Toppin, the unlikely hero off the bench, lit up the scoreboard with 20 points, playing like a man on a mission. Pascal Siakam, a warrior on both ends, finishing with 16 points, 13 rebounds, and the kind of heart that brought the arena to its feet. Tyrese Halliburton, fighting through a calf injury, refused to let this be his last game of the season, adding 14 points, 5 assists, and the moment of the night, a sideline steal and falling out-of-bounds dish to Siakam for a thunderous dunk that sent shockwaves through the building. Indiana's defense rose to the moment, swarming OKC, forcing 21 turnovers and shutting down a team that had been so deadly just days earlier. The Pacers turned pressure into points, using a 39 run before halftime to rip the game wide open. On the other side, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander tried to will the Thunder back, but his 21 points were overshadowed by a nightmarish 8 turnovers. Jalen Williams, the hero of Game 5, was held to just 16 points as the Thunder struggled to find answers. And now it all comes down to Sunday, Game 7, winner take all. The first NBA Finals Game 7 since 2016. A chance for the Pacers to lift their first title or for the Thunder to seize glory at home. This is what basketball dreams and heartbreaks are made of. And here's your daily dose of sports lingo. Now here's a fun beach volleyball piece of trivia to test your knowledge. Do you know what shot is called a jumbo shrimp on the sand? The jumbo shrimp, sometimes called just jumbo, is a high, wide, arcing shot that floats over the blocker and drops deep into the corner of the court. This shot is a favorite of crafty players looking to outsmart tight defense. It takes advantage of the open spaces in the back of the court and is especially deadly when the defense is pulled in close to cover the short ball. So next time you see a player float a perfect jumbo into the corner, you'll know it's a move that blends finesse, vision, and perfect touch on the ball. It's time for our off-court buzzer. So here's what's buzzing on the track. Two of the world's best drivers in the most powerful Ferrari road car ever built. It was pure adrenaline, unreal speed, and a moment that'll be talked about for ages. Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc hit the legendary Fiorano test track, unleashing the 12000 bhp Ferrari F80. Now, this supercar rockets from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.1 seconds and leaps to 125 miles per hour in 5.75 seconds, leaving even the drivers themselves in awe. First up, Leclerc behind the wheel with Hamilton grinning like a kid on Christmas morning. Just minutes in, the 7-time world champ couldn't hold back.
Okay, I gotta order me some of these trucks on us.
Then it was Hamilton's turn, and suddenly the tables turned. Leclerc laughing. The verdict, Hamilton called it the fastest road car I've ever been in, with Leclerc raving about its unbelievable braking. Only 799 of these 3 million-pound dream machines will exist. But for a few unforgettable laps, two F1 stars got a taste of automotive perfection. And it looked like they loved every second of it. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 20th of June. Up next, PBA legend Jerry the Defense Minister Codiñera and our BNC NBA analyst Marco Sario joins us in breaking down Game 6 of the NBA Finals as we look as well at what lies ahead for OKC and Indy in Game 7. All that when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. For the first time since 2016, there will be a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. And I had the privilege to watch Game 6 together with PBA legend Jerry Codiñera and former De La Salle Zobel Junior Archer and Ateneo Blue Eagle Team B player Marco Sario. Join us in the conversation. Check this out. And for the first time outside the studio, we have former De La Salle Zobel Junior Archer and Ateneo Blue Eagle Team B player and the youngest kagawad from Barangay San Lorenzo, Makati, Marco Sario. At Marco, may kasama tayo ngayon. Bigatin, one of the PBA's 50 greatest players, the Defense Minister himself, Coach Jerry Codiñera. Coach Jerry, thank you so much for joining us here, Coach.
Thanks, Anton. Thanks for having me.
Alright, guys, pag-usapan natin itong game number 6. My biggest takeaway is, hindi ko in-expect na ganito yung mangyayari. Natatambakan ng Indiana ang OKC. Coach Jerry, ikaw ba, nagulat ka sa nangyari dito sa laro?
Yes, I was surprised kasi it was a blowout game coming from a huge win nila nung Game 5 and Halliburton played so bad. Siguro, 4 points lang siya. They started slow, tapos medyo hindi active masyado si SGA sa first 2 quarters and I think it cost yung game talaga sa OKC yun.
Yeah.
Kasi it's a battle of momentum eh. You cannot, yung mga high caliber teams like that, hindi mo pwedeng bigyan ng window or small opportunity para to recover their rhythm.
Marco, when you were on the show after game number 5, ang tanong natin, what the Hallie? Ano ba to? Is he really injured? May calf strain ba tong si Halliburton? Pero dito, sa game number 6, it looked like he was 100%. What do you think? Injured ba talaga? Or was it just a ruse?
I think for me, he wasn't injured. I think it was a press release. See, it's basketball, bilagang bola. So I think OKC they were overconfident, right? Coming from games, like, okay, Hallie is injured, so we gotta play the right way. But tignan mo, Ton, blowout game, right? So like for me, akong OKC was like, it was just like they were too tight, honestly. Like, and Indiana played well in the first half, so they played with more energy. And I don't know if it's home court advantage, but you know they really, syempre, Ton, do or die game.
Coach, ikaw, you've already experienced calf injuries. Tingin mo ba, injured ba tong si Halliburton? How was he able to play like this with the calf injury, sabi nila?
Siguro baka it's slight injury lang yun, yung calf injury niya. Kasi normally it's not playable. Yun talagang napakahirap na muscle yan eh. But for him, syempre, sa akin, we cannot take away also yung defensive scheme na ginawa ng Pacers against OKC.
So, Marco, one thing that I noticed also in this game was the number of assists.
Yes.
Naka 23 assists ang Indiana, 14 lamang ang OKC. In fact, at the end of the first half, tatlo lang yung assist ng Thunder. Why do you think this was the case?
Okay, Ton. So for me, the keys to the game, it's team basketball versus one-on-one basketball. Like if you were the coach, di ba, Coach Jerry? Siyempre ikaw, if you were the coach, you want to share the ball. Kasi sa OKC, medyo basta na yung offense nila. It starts with SGA, it starts with J-Dub. But the thing is, Indiana, 1-2 possession, 1-2 pasa. Share the ball, screens. OKC, it's kind of medyo nabasa ng Pacers yung game nila today. So,
Coach, tingin mo, anything you want to add with regards to the assist disparity?
Well, they were siguro, I think parang there's a miscommunication along the game eh. Kasi siguro they're looking for SGA to penetrate, attack the hoop, parang get those baskets, tapos from there, doon pa lang yung papasa. Kaso, he started passing it out, tapos parang hindi they're not prepared to shoot eh. So, gano'n. So, I think nag-suffer doon yung instinct nila in scoring.
Guys, let's talk about some of the X factors dito sa larong to. Obi Toppin. Grabe, 21 points. I don't think anybody expected na in a do-or-die game, itong si Obi Toppin, ang mangunguna sa Pacers, he had 20 points. Ano sa tingin mo yung reason kung ba't naging effective itong si Obi Toppin?
Well, Obi, I think he was shooting it, yung score niya, yung medyo blow by na yung damang eh. Pero during mga siguro ng medyo crucial moments, it was yung mga, syempre, other players like si Nemhart.
Yeah, Andrew Nemhart.
Syempre, McConnell, he did a good job in substituting for Halliburton sa point guard position. Pero yung mga other players, but Obi Toppin, in-reserve niya talaga yung lead of his scoring.
Marco, I want to ask you about Jalen Williams because when you were in the studio, napag-usapan natin yung upward trajectory ng scoring ni J-Dub, di ba? Paangat ng paangat hanggang sa umabot ng 40 points. But in this game, close-out game sana, 16 points lamang si J-Dub. What do you think happened with him?
So, I mean, it's the finals. Defensive schemes are super tight with him. And, of course, he scored 40 points last game. Diba? Ang gagawin ng coach yan, okay, have to stop him. So, he's the X factor of OKC. If he scores 30 plus or 20 plus points, diba, they'll win for sure. J-Dub kanina, he was aggressive in the first quarter. I think he scored like 8 points.
Yeah.
But the latter part, parang nag-adjust sila. And then, see?
Yeah, isipin mo, first quarter, 8 points. The rest of the way, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, 8 points lang. There's no way you're gonna win in a closeout game kung ganun lang yung production mo. Alam nyo guys, yung vibe pa lang, yung body language in the first half, I didn't like it from OKC. There was one alley-oop pass of Isaiah Hartenstein. Chet Holmgren, 7-footer, hindi nga na-dunk, di ba? What was that? Uncontested. So, as we move to game number 7, bawal na yung ganon. Bawal na yung the vibes is not right, yung hindi ka warmed up na maayos. So, looking forward to game 7, Coach Jerry, para sa'yo, sino ang llamado dito sa seryeng to?
Sa akin, I think I'll give it to OKC because siyempre sa home court advantage, plus factor yung crowd.
Okay.
And SGA will be different, I think, coming to that game.
Yeah.
SGA will show his true MVP type of player. Tapos talagang laban to, wala na siguro yung medyo apprehensive sila, undecisive sila sa mga movement sila. Siguro all out sila, okay sila. Versus Pacers. Pacers siguro, they will make it hard for them, pero we'll see. Tingnan natin if they can still continue what they did here sa Game 6.
Marco, do you agree with Coach Jerry na coming into Game 7, llamado itong OKC?
I mean, I agree with him na llamado ang OKC, but the thing is, guys, bilog ang bola. Anything could happen. As you could see in Game 6, yung momentum ng Indiana, what if they bring that to OKC also? Right? But OKC, one of the best defensive team, expect SGA to play well, to play like an MVP, but Anton, what are you talking about, diba? What the Hali?
Yeah.
This guy gotta step up.
And Halliburton, I will say this, Marco, hindi na siya naglaro no fourth quarter. So yung recovery niya for Game 7, nagsimula na at the end of the third quarter when he was pulled out by Coach Rick Carlisle. Kumbaga, he was looking forward na maglalaro sila sa Game 7. He needs to be as healthy as possible. Now, adjustments naman, Coach. Ano sa tingin mo yung magiging adjustments from both sides, OKC and Indiana, going into Game 7?
Well, I don't know kung si Coach Rick Carlisle will still use McConnell sa starting position that long. Tapos Halliburton will still come out siguro sa second guard siya. So I'll see if it will work. I'm sure yung coach ng sa kabila will find a way. Kasi SGA will go full throttle, sigurado yan. From semi-break, ma-atake na yan. Kasi if he does it sa half-court setting, masikip eh. Siguro baka off-a-transition, ma-atake na yung Oklahoma with big guys, involved na kagad yung mga shooters niya.
Marco, you, adjustments. Ano sa tingin mo nga gagawin from both
Actually,
sides?
first off, sa OKC, I think they have to adjust with their body language. They have to start strong. Like, I would say as a basketball player, kung nakikita ko mga teammates ko, body language, it's down. Right?
Yeah.
The whole game, madadala natin yun eh.
Yeah.
But for Indiana, they gotta keep the pace up. They have a disadvantage, which means as a OKC home court sila. But if they play like team basketball, diba, mga coaches gusto natin team basketball para it's unpredictable. Even at first, kanina, sino ba yung best player? We asked about it, right? Sino ba yung best player kanina ng Indiana? We don't know. It might be Hali, it might be Pascal, which is more dangerous for me.
Marco, tanong lang natin si Coach Jerry kasi ikaw, Coach, you played 17 years in the PBA. So you've had some Game 7s in your career, Coach, I'm pretty sure. Ano yung mga naaalala mong, yung feeling and yung preparations niyo for a Game 7?
Siyempre, grabe yung jitters. Meron yan, but it's very temporary yan. Once na nag-umpisa na ang game, grabe ang focus ng mga players, talaga naka-zoom sila sa lahat. All the preparations will be there. You have to remember all the schemes. But siyempre, of course, those are the defensive schemes. Pero siyempre, offensive pa rin, you have to be in the game.
Yeah.
You have to be in the flow of the game. Siyempre, gano'n. And how to read on the breakdowns, nagka-breakdown, nagkamali, the recovery, the point spread, nagra-rally, you have to stop it right away. Kasi pag lumaki, like what happened now, hindi na nila nagawa ng paraan ng OKC.
Coach, sa Game 7 ba, syempre, nagmi-meeting kayo ng team, nag-game plan kayo as a team with the coach, pero with a teammate, like say Alvin Patrimonio. Minsan nag-uusap ba kayo, Kap, ano bang gagawin natin dito sa Game 7?
Actually, Ton, alam na namin what to do eh. Medyo bawas na masyado yung rhetorics dyan. Sa amin, pagka when you're playing, you just have to have that instinct, you have to get the first ball, you have to get the rebounds, dominate kung saan kami malakas, rebounding, tapos kahit yung mag-deliver. Ang adjustment namin is along the way na lang. Ganun na kaya. Then we maximize our strengths kung saan kami malakas, kung kami exploit.
Marco, we're learning a lot from a living legend here. What's your takeaway from what Coach Jerry just shared about a Game 7?
Actually, yun nga to. Sa Game 7, guys, the XOs, it doesn't matter anymore. It's the mindset that you go into Game 7, you play hard, and syempre, you guys have been working the whole season, the whole year. So yung mga adjustments na onting adjustments na lang, but it's mostly like the puso na makakaano niyan. And also like the unsung heroes, like what Coach Jerry said. So let's see, so OKC ba, will J-Dub score 40? Or will Andrew, the Wiggins guy will score like 20? We'll never know. But Indiana, it's unpredictable. So team basketball versus star basketball. So ayan yung makikita natin in the next Game 7.
Guys, since tatlo tayo ngayon and we're here, we just had a great meal at Buffalo's Wings and Things dito sa Max. Bago natin tapusin itong usapan natin, we will make our predictions right now para sa game number 7. Sino ang gusto magsimula? Sige, yung pinakabata, Coach. Si Marco.
Sabi nga nila, pinakabata muna. Rookie. Rookie.
Game 7, Marco, what is your prediction?
My prediction, I think OKC will win it because they have home court advantage. You're gonna see SGA be an MVP player. And also, siguro for me, baka mag-what the hell tayo, Game 7. Baka malay natin, magka-jitters. We'll never know. So, it's OKC for me. I think put your money on OKC.
Okay, predict the stat line of SGA kung OKC.
So, SGA scored 21 points this Game 6. 30 plus points, Ton.
30 plus points, okay.
Over his average, for sure.
O yan, Marco Sario OKC. The Defense Minister, Jerry Codiñera. Ano ang prediction mo, Coach, for game number 7?
Same thing.
OKC.
Pa rin.
Wow,
Kasi,
wow.
If you have an MVP player in your team, para kami 2 players deciding. MVP to And they have more problems. Mas marami silang problema kesa sa'yo. Kasi MVP ka, they have to stop you. Mas may problema kesa si SGA will adjust to them ang adjustment will come more from Pacers sa akin. So it will give them more advantage, I'm sure, and the shooters will be ready sa Game 7.
Coach, prediction for Finals MVP. Sino sa tingin mo mag-Finals MVP? Do you think it's still SGA?
I think yes. With this scoring average, siya talaga ang heart and soul ng team.
Okay. So, Marco Sario, Jericho Codiñera, parehong OKC. Ako naman, iibahin ko.
Oh.
I will go against these two guys. Let's go with Indiana. Alam nyo, sa totoo lang, handa na akong mag-cheer sa WNBA eh. Kasi akala ko tapos na. Going here to Buffalo's Wings and Things, I thought this series was gonna be done. But no, I was wrong. Indiana proved everybody wrong. So I will say they're gonna win game number 7. They're gonna win this final series. Let's go, Pacers. Sana manood si Caitlin Clark kasi isang beses lang natatalo ang Indiana with Caitlin Clark in attendance. I will put my money on Indiana.
Tama, Ton. Ton, bagay na bagay yung print ng jersey sa watch mo. Sakto-sakto. We go for gold.
So, guys, excellent discussion here. Game number 6. We will do another discussion for game number 7. For sure, maraming aabang yan sa darating na Lunes. Up next, it's the final stand. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder have one shot to seal the deal. But Tyrese Haliburton and the Pacers are coming for history. Game 7, winner go home. Who blinks first? Who steps up? And who takes the crown? It's time to lock in, so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. Okay, all right. We've got ourselves a Game 7. The Pacers aren't just hanging around anymore. They punched back hard. So you want chaos, you want drama, you want one last clash. For all the marbles, it's here and it's wild. Now, this wasn't just a win. It was a statement. Obi Toppin was flying around like it was a dunk contest. Andrew Nembhard looked like a seasoned vet. And the Pacers, who started the season 10-15, just blew out the Thunder in an elimination game like it was February at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. So, let's rewind this. Indiana missed its first 8 shots, down 10-2 early. The arena was flat. Reggie Miller, in full Jalen Rose throwback mode, was pacing like a nervous dad before prom night. And then, boom! They rattled off a 68-32 run over the next 24 minutes. Now, that's not just a comeback. That's a supernova. Obi, he dropped 20. Pascal Siakam quietly gave you a double-double. And Haliburton, playing on one leg with that strained calf, still managed 14. But you know who stole the show? TJ McConnell. Again, this dude has been the heartbeat off the bench. 12 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, just relentless. The energy, the hustle. It was all Indiana. Now, as for Oklahoma City, this was one of those rip-up-the-tape nights. Shai got his 21, Jalen had 16. But this wasn't their night. No defensive identity, no rhythm, and no answers when it mattered. Mark Daigneault even yanked the starters down 30 going into the fourth. Now, they've been here before. Minnesota blew them out by 45 in the conference finals. And the Thunder came back swinging. But Game 7 of the NBA Finals, now that's a different animal. Now the good news, Game 7 is in OKC. And history says the home team wins those more than 75% of the time. Now, the bad news, remember 2016? Yeah, that was the year Golden State lost at home. Cleveland had LeBron. Now Indiana comes in with nothing to lose, and the bench that's not just stepping up, it's starting to look legendary. So stay ahead of the game as the chase for the NBA crown reaches its final stretch. Game 7 looms. Legacies are on the line. Here are the odds for Monday. And that's a wrap on our finals preview. One team stands one win away from history, the other refusing to go quietly. The stage is set. The stakes couldn't be higher. So tune in, lock in, and keep your eyes on the prize. Now, before we go, think on this. From a four-time WNBA champion, two-time Olympic gold medalist, and one of the most decorated players in basketball history, Maya Moore once said, "Winning takes talent. To repeat takes character." With that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, right here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed weekend, everybody. Good night.